Well, hello, everyone. This is Supervisor Jim Desmond, and it's a whole new world out there. Take this off. I want you to know this was hanging in my office, or my garage for about a project I did about 3 years ago, and I've had a couple extra masks hanging off my pegboard there in my garage. So before we do the update today on the numbers, which is Friday, April 3rd, I want to give you, here's the new messaging that's coming out of the county. Is we look at what happened in Italy. We looked at what happened in New York and what's happening potentially in Detroit. We need to beat this thing here in San Diego County. So what we're doing, we're looking at the month of April here, and if we hunker down, if we double down on all of the efforts that we can potentially do here in San Diego to stop the spread of the virus, this is the time to do it. This is the time for the month of April, maybe beyond that. But what's the new directives out of the county is effective midnight Saturday, tomorrow night. All employees who have contact with the public in a grocery store, in a pharmacy, a drugstore, a gas station, anywhere where employees have contact with the public should be wearing some sort of a face cloth covering, or it doesn't have to be a mask, but some sort of a scarf or bandana or something across their face. All employees tomorrow night that have in contact with the public. And then all businesses that do allow members of the public in, grocery stores, Home Depot, places like that, or any business that's open to the public still, must post by no later than Tuesday, April 7th, a social distancing and sanitation protocol. Another big one. All public parks and recreation areas, including beaches, are going to be closing their parking lots. So what this means is for people that are driving in their cars and going to the beach, or driving in their cars going to a hiking trail or a trailhead, there's not going to be any parking available. What we want you to do is stay at home, walk in your neighborhoods, instead of getting in your car and driving anywhere. So those that live near these trailheads, that can walk to these trailheads safely, can use the trails if they're still open. But we're asking the public not to get in your cars, not to drive any place, and to go out and use any of those parking facilities, because we're going to be shutting down all of those parking lots. Another thing that's been requested in my district here, people of Borrego Springs are getting inundated with folks coming out and enjoying the beauty of Borrego, but also putting a strain on their grocery store, their hardware store, and the few public restrooms that they have. They actually are closing the public restrooms in Christmas Circle, which is the park in the center of Borrego Springs, so they're going to have very limited facilities. The grocery store that's out there right now has only a few items for the people that are there instead of the people coming out. So the word is, for the month of April here, we're going down into a further hunker down mode, shelter in place mode, more stringent on that, is so that we can beat this thing and not turn into another New York or Italy or places like that have had the virus hit so hard. So we're kicking it into high gear. The latest numbers are we have 966 positive cases now in San Diego County. That's 966 people that have tested positive for the coronavirus. But I wanted to put this into some sort of perspective here. We've tested over 13,950 people. So almost 14,000 people, and we've got 966 positive cases. As I've said before, what the reality is, about only 10% or less of the people that have the symptoms and have been recommended by their doctors or their nurses or have had contact and are recommended to get tested and get the testing, less than 10% of the people really have the virus. And in this case, 966, 13,950 tested, that's 7% of those that tested actually have it. So I'm not saying to be complacent. I'm not saying to, go out and have a free-for-all here, but we still need to hunker down. We need to beat this thing. We need not to let it get any higher than it is at this point in time. Unfortunately, we've had 16 deaths out of the 966 that have tested positive. 16 deaths. Again, the majority of those are elderly, but it's still not a cause for any celebration. We're going to need to beat this thing. We can do it together. We're all going to be hunkering down. Get yourself a mask. Get yourself a bandana or some sort of a face guard. And stay at home. If you don't have to go out, don't. Thanks a lot. We'll get through this together. Take care. Bye-bye.